Then bro tries to go for the same move again. Sanji hops up in the air and he does this smooth ass flip. And then he one-shots him with this spinning kick and have Buddy looking stupid on the floor. Alright, so the last time we left off, CP9 captured Franky and they was getting ready to take him to Annie's lobby. Why? Because he committed a crime 8 years ago, and not only that, he has the blueprints. And not only that, they made him talk to Spontum, which is their superior or boss, whatever you want to call him. And he was happy to see that Franky was still alive because he wanted to get his revenge on him. Because Franky whacked this man in the face with a gun 8 years ago. And not to mention, Tom punches this man in the face so hard. That's why bro gotta wear this on his face, because they messed his face up so bad. And I'm not gonna lie, bro is probably the worst anime character in history. Now that I got all that out the way, let's continue. So CP9 picks up Franky and they was getting ready to take him to Annie's lobby. But as they was taking him away, this man Usopp was like, let him go. And he was getting ready to shoot them. But all it took was one look from Lucci and this man fumbled. This man really apologized. And Kaku was like, wait a minute, you're a part of that Straw Hat crew. And it cuts to Nami and she's knocked down on the floor. And it also showed Polly and Iceberg still tied up. And it showed Chopper grabbing Zoro's sword. And not only that, he saved Iceberg and Polly and he hops out the window. And then after that, he sees Nami and then he falls down on the ground. W Chopper. Anyways, after that, it cuts back to Kaku and Usopp. And as you can see, he already bodied him. And the reason why he did that, because even though Usopp told him that he wasn't a part of the Straw Hats, he still said he was a pirate. So knowing that, now they're gonna take him to Annie's lobby as well. And Kaku was like, you still didn't get rid of this ship yet? And this man unhooks the Mary and he gets ready to drop the Mary into the sea. And we all know how Usopp felt about the Mary. So he started running towards Kaku in hopes to stop him. And you can expect to help somebody if you over here falling down trying to run towards them. Bro looking like one of those motherfuckers in a scary movie when they getting chased by somebody and they fall down and trip. Over nothing at all. Like, that really used to get me pissed. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Anyways, as Usopp finally almost got close to him, Caulifla stops him with her spiky whip looking thing. And as you can see, he was just crying for the Mary and the Mary was just falling down.
2 hours later.
So yeah, after all that, we cut back to the shipwrights and all of them. And Iceberg, he ends up waking up, and Nami as well. And Iceberg tells his mans that he just want to talk to Nami alone. And I'ma just get straight to the point what he told her. So first off, he tell her that he apologized about putting the blame on the Straw Hats and all that stuff like that. But for now, he wanted to talk to her about Robin. So he asked her that Robin started to act strange when she made it to Water 7. And Nami tells him, yeah, she went in town that same day and never came back, which we all know that. And by the next morning, she was the prime suspect for Iceberg attempted murder. And then after that, the next time Robin saw Sanji and Chopper, she told them that she wasn't going to be a part of the crew anymore. So of course that didn't make any sense to them, so they broke into Iceberg Mansion to see her one last time. That way they can find out the truth. Which again, we already know all of this now. So with that being said, y'all know that wish that Robin was spouting on about? It was to save her friends. That was her wish. And if she had to sacrifice herself and anybody else in the world to do it, she will. And not only that, this the first time she ever felt this way. Because usually it'll be easy for her because she'll just like sack off anybody else and just leave them to die. But with the Straw Hats, she actually felt like she had some true friends, so she didn't want to do that to them. Because CP9 was given the permission to order a buster call on the Straw Hats, so she was trying to protect them. So that's the reason why she was acting all weird. She didn't want to be around them and all that type of stuff like that, and pretty much doing anything the government was telling her to do. So when you put all that together, you actually realize that Robin was really a W-Mans. Now with that being said, now that Nami knows this, she's about to tell the rest of the crew. And Iceberg was like, what are you gonna do now? The Straw Hats already lost to CP9. And Nami was like, lost? We never even got started yet. We just didn't have no motivation, which was true because they looked like they was just holding back the whole time. Because Luffy really wasn't focused on Lucci at all, really. He was just trying to focus on getting to Robin. And after that, she just started hitting this man Chopper, trying to wake this man up. And this man almost looked like he's dead. And it shows this memory of Chopper and Sanji. And Chopper asks Sanji, do he think that Robin doesn't like them anymore? And Sanji tells Chopper probably one of the most realest things he ever said, bruh. Bro was like, when a woman tells a lie, A real man forgives her. And bro was just walking off so smooth with it. I'm not gonna lie, Sanji did that. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, we cut to Robin and she's at the train station. And as you already probably figured out by now, she's getting ready to go on the C train. Meanwhile, my boy Sanji over here in the cut sparking up him a cancer stick. Mans really did a whole side quest. And he somehow made it look cold. Bro was like, bingo. And then bro started feeling himself too much. He was saying that she wanted him to save her. And this man was over here just daydreaming of him being a prince saving Robin, bruh. I didn't pay this part too much attention, but this had to be a foreshadow by Oda, bruh. We got Sanji over here being a prince. And then later on in the story, we find out that Sanji is royalty. I don't know, maybe I'm just tripping. But y'all can't tell me from Alabasta Mr. Prince wasn't a foreshadow, bro. But anyways, off topic. CP9 finally make it to the train station and they was holding Frankie and Usopp. And Sanji was like, why is he here? And also he sees CP9. He was like, who was them in a black suit? But anyways, they cut back to Nami and them. And she tell Chopper the situation. And of course, he was happy. And then after all that, Nami was like, we gotta go find the crew and tell them as well. And as they was about to get ready to go and do that, Iceberg tells Nami that the C train is about to leave soon. And not only that, since the storm is coming, it's gonna be the train last ride to be taking people. So what that means, once that C train leave, is no way they're going to be able to catch Robin because there's no other C train. So with that being said, Nami and Chopper had to split up. Nami told Chopper to go look for Luffy and Zoro while she go try to capture Robin. Meanwhile, this man Luffy is stuck between buildings again. This was probably the only thing that pissed me off this whole arc besides Spottum, or however you say his bitch ass name. Because how do you get stuck in between buildings twice? Anyways, this man Zoro is no better because he got stuck in a chimney and I don't know how he got stuck inside a chimney. Because Lucci kicked this man inside water, so I don't know. Anyways, the C train is about to leave and Robin, she overthinking all her memories with the Straw Hats and stuff like that. Basically thinking about all the good times she had with them. And her hands was twitching because she just wanted to spend more time with them. Anyways, as the C train was getting ready to leave, we see our boy Sanji getting ready to go on the C train. And Nami, she get off the Yagata and she was trying to make it there before it was too late. But as you can see, she was a bit too late. So after all that, it looked like Nami was all crying and stuff like that, right? And Polly was like, are you crying? Listen. I understand how you may feel. And bro was trying to be all understanding with her. But turns out she wasn't even crying. The whole time she was pissed. So she started fussing with Polly, telling him to go get a ship and stuff like that so they could follow the C train. And Polly was like, you want to set sail in the middle of all this? Yeah, you're tripping. And he tells her, do you understand how dangerous this storm is? But she did not care and they just kept on fighting back and forth. And while they were still fighting, Paulie stopped what he was doing and he locked in and grabbed all of them and he ran with them. And luckily he did that because they would have got cooked. And that whole area where they were just at was just flooded up. That huge wave broke the vista where all the train schedule go at. And Paulie was like, that never happened. So you know this storm about to go crazy. And that actual storm not even here yet. But anyways, after all that, one of the shipwright tell Nami that someone from her crew left her a letter. And this man Sanji made it so obvious. But anyways, Sanji tell Nami that he got on the train with Robin. And not only that, he tells her that Usopp and Frankie is on the train as well. And not only that, bro even clutched up a transponder snail to keep in contact with them. I can't lie, that boy Sanji is putting in work. So after all that, Nami tells Chopper about the whole situation. And that boy was really happy, especially because he know that Usopp is on the train as well. But before they do anything, they still gotta find Luffy and Zoro, so that's what they went to go do. Meanwhile, we cut to Sanji and this man on the back of the train. Man's over here just chilling. And then some random opens the door and he was like, whoa, this storm is insane. And then this man Sanji over here just looking at bro like, what is he doing? And then a random looks at Sanji and Sanji just smiles at bro and kicks him in his face, sending him flying. And then these fathers start pointing guns at him. And then this man started yelling, bruh. This man is a whole troll, bruh. And then after that, he closed the door behind him. And then he just stares at them for a quick second. And at this point, I would have been started busting at him. Like, I don't know what they doing, bro. They gotta be some NPCs. Anyways, he started walking towards them. And then they told him to stop. And then bro pulls out the cancer stick again. And then he sparked it up in their face. And bro was like,
what the fuck is you looking at, my nigga?
And then they started to get heated and talk about some go call Rob Lucci. but then some dude named Jerry tells them to stop. Man swear he was the final boss. Vance was telling Sanji how he undefeated in boxing and all that. And of course Sanji did not give a fuck at all. I already knew bro was about to be fodder. First of all, you letting the smoke go on your face while you're talking. And second, bro, you're tall as hell. How the hell you supposed to fight in this small ass train? Anyways, this man pulls out the boxing gloves and he started punching randomly everywhere. And this man Sanji, all he did was just hop right behind him while he was just hitting his own man. Even one of his mans was trying to tell him this man even hit him. Anyways, after all that, this man getting in this weird ass pose. And Sanji was like, nigga, you just shorten your reach, bruh. And then after that, this man started spinning around on his ass and tries to kick Sanji with this spin kick, but Sanji dodges it. And Sanji was like, nigga, that's not even boxing. And then he was like, you know what, I'ma just end this nigga. And then bro tries to go for the same move again. Sanji hops up in the air and he does this smooth ass flip. And then he one-shots him with this spinning kick and had Buddy looking stupid on the floor. Bro looked like a stepped-on cockroach. Anyways, we cut back to Nami and them and they still looking for Luffy and Zoro. I'ma just cut to the point where they find them because there's really no point of showing y'all unnecessary stuff. So Chimney end up finding Luffy in between the buildings and she tells Nami. And then after Nami sees him, she end up running so she could get closer towards him. And Kokoro was telling her don't go to the back streets because it's dangerous. And she was not listening. Oh yeah, one thing I did forget to mention, bro, look at the water level. It's hella low and it never got that low before. So that next wave that's gonna hit, that bit gonna cover everything, even where Luffy is at. So that means Nami gotta hurry up before it's too late. So with that being said, this girl Nami took a whole leap to another building and she didn't even build up no type of momentum. She just jumped, and that wasn't no short jump. Like, look how far she jumped. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of crazy. It's crazy how we don't see these type of jumps no more from Nami. Pre-time skip, Nami was built different. Anyway, she makes the jump and she nearly almost fall off the roof. But anyway, she gets back up and she start hopping over there towards where Luffy is at. And then next we cut the Chopper and he spots out Zoro. And when he realized it was him, that boy hit the dash and he took one leap and he already made it where he was. And I'm not gonna lie, that jump was impressive too. Bro didn't even have to use his jump point. Anyways, while Nami and Chopper was doing that, the waves was getting closer. So like I said, they really had to hurry up. So Nami started crying and she was like, CP9 took Robin away and he wasn't even there to try to stop them. And also she tells him that she did it for them and she's going to sacrifice herself. And Robin knew that the government was going to kill her, but she didn't care as long as her friends was safe. And Luffy was like, so she was lying this whole time? And you already know, once Luffy heard that, it was a wrap. Mans was getting heated, but at the same time he was running out of time because this big ass wave was coming. But he still tells Nami don't worry, he's gonna save Robin. So he eventually pushes both of the buildings out the way. And keep in mind, for you to do something like that, you got to have some insane physical strength. So you knew my boy Luffy was on timing. But anyways, yeah, that's cool and all, but they still got this big ass wave they gotta worry about. So with that being said, we cut to Zoro and this man cut through a whole chimney while he's inside of it. I still don't know how bro got lost in the chimney. But anyways, Luffy grabbed Nami and he was slingshotting his way out of there. And while this man Zoro was falling down, Chopper, he goes into jumping point and snatches that boy Zoro up. And pretty much after all that, they made it in just in the nick of time. But they not out of the hole yet. Nami and Chopper was celebrating and all that. And once this man Luffy caught his breath and he looked up, a even bigger wave came. Pause. And I'm not gonna lie, it was looking like GG's for the Straw Hats. But then this man Paulie came in the clutch with the ropes. And I still don't understand how this man can store all these ropes inside his sleeves. But not only that, the man low-key is strong because he managed to pull all 4 of them out of the water. He was bleeding and all that, but he still managed to do it. But they wasn't even done yet because another wave was coming after them. So those boys had to take off and run. And bruh, look how Chopper was squeezing the hell out of Zoro's head. Man could barely see. Anyways, they end up making it just in time. And bro, look at that wave behind them. If there was just a second later, late, they would have got cooked. Anyways, after they was done from all that, Nami ended up filling them in on the information with Sanji. And then after she was done doing all that, Zoro asked Luffy now what he's gonna do. And you already know Luffy, he was like, we about to set sail. And everybody had their game face on ready. So with that being said, Luffy asked Polly, do he have another sea train? And Polly was like, we don't have another sea train. So Luffy was like, alright, bet, lend us a ship, one of the fastest and strongest one y'all got. And Polly was like, bro, listen, just give it a break. Bro, are you dumb? You just saw you can barely survive that wave on land. And you think you're gonna be able to do that while you on sea? And then he tell him even during a normal Aqua Laguna, however you said, no ship has ever made it through a storm. And saying that this storm is even worse than the norm, bro is definitely not telling no lie. And just look at the back streets, bro, it's just flooded all over the place. It's kind of crazy, huh? Anyways, Polly tells them that he's not gonna let them go because he know they're not gonna be able to survive the storm. So he tells them just wait in the morning and then he'll just get them a ship. But Nami was like, hold up, wait a minute. And she tells Polly if they do that, they not gonna make it in time. And she was like, Enies Lobby is not just a base. It's also where the Gate of Justice is located. And pretty much once you pass through that gate, bro, it's over. You might as well just pack it up and say GG's. So Polly was like, if you know that much, even if it was a normal day, that should be the last place you go, especially because they're wanted criminals. And he was like, no pirate crew would be stupid enough to try to set up a rescue mission to try to save their friends. Doing that is like declaring war on the government. But obviously he don't know who the Straw Hats is because they don't give two fucks, especially when it comes to saving their friends. So with that being said, Luffy was like, alright, bet, I'll just steal a ship. And he tells him don't try to get in his way. And they all was about to get ready to scrap for it. But then eventually Kokodo, she stops them. And then she tells them that they actually do have another train. And then we cut back to Sanji. And we just see him walking out of the cart full of bodies on the floor. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, this part right here had me rolling. This man opens the door and they all just turns their head at him. And he just closed the door so casually. And this man just started walking through the aisle so smoothly. And they still sitting in their seat just looking at this man like really NPCs for real. That's just like having a random walk inside your house and don't say nothing and just continuously walk. But anyways, it took this dude to say something for them to finally catch on. And then after that, Sanji kicks bro right in the face. And he just proceeds to pack up the rest of the fodders. Man really packed them up with handstand kicks. 3 time skip Sanji is built different, I can't lie. Anyways, after he packed them up, he sees Usopp and Frankie laying down there. And these two motherfuckers with ponytails thought they were so cool. And they started just waving their sword all everywhere and stuff. And they sliced this man cancer stick. And then they try to slice him again, but Sanji dodges it and kicks both of them on the chin, causing both of their heads to get stuck on top of the roof. Man's out here just clowning these fodders. Anyway, Sanji managed to find some transponder snails. And lucky him, he didn't have to go searching everywhere. Anyways, Frankie asked Usopp was Sanji one of his friends. And they both was like, nah. And then Sanji asked Frankie who is he. And when he told him, this man Sanji kicks the shit out of him. And he only did that because Frankie was the one who did Usopp dirty. Well, at the time at least. And Sanji still had to get his get back for Usopp. So W Sanji, man. But Usopp was like, hold up, chill. He's a good guy now. And then Frankie get mad and he started fighting back and forth with Sanji. Anyways, we cut back to Luffy and them. And they finally make it where the second sea train is. And it's called Rocket Man. And I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like something that Luffy would name one of his gears. Anyways, after that, we next see Iceberg walking off the train. And he tells him that he just finished fixing on it. But he told him I won't get too excited because it was a failed prototype. And not only that, you can't even control its speed. But Luffy said he didn't care, it could go as fast as it wants. Anyways, these people bring Luffy some food, cause you know my boy was starving, he needs some food to get right. And then after all that, the Frankie family came and they started begging Luffy can they come with them to save Frankie. And Nami wasn't messing with that. She was like, after all the trouble y'all gave us? But anyways, moral of the story, Luffy just tells them yeah. Because Luffy is W mans. Anyways, they started to get the train ready and they started to skedaddle. And at the end of the episode, we see this man Paulie snuck in as well. After all that crap he was talking. But yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and I'll catch you guys in the next one.